If ever there was a South African that has activism emblazoned on his forehead, it is Naidoo. Starting off as an activist in the trade union movement, he moved through to making a significant contribution to the founding of the new democracy in South Africa. Jay started off as a minister in the cabinet, looking at the RDP program, and then moved on to become an important player in the communications sector in South Africa as one of the first ministers of telecommunications. He has now focused his life on humanitarian efforts, looking at nutrition, trying to find ways to try and solve the problem of billions of people around the world who are without food. We wish to congratulate you, Jay, for your outstanding contribution to humanity, and congratulate you on being a recipient of the 2012 Khuzwayo Awards.
I'm defined by the need to change the world in a way that reflects an ambition around social justice, our shared humanity. I think I've been so heavily influenced by the icons of this country, including my Khuzwayo, and my mother, who basically taught me that life and spirituality is not just about doing the rituals in temples or churches or synagogues or mosques. It's about service. It's about your shared humanity. And I suppose that's what defines me today. I want to get up every morning, and I am outraged at poverty, at inequality. And I believe that if we all play a role as active citizens, we can lift the boats and the humanity and dignity of every single citizen of the world. I have a sort of phobia about awards, usually. But I think Ma Khuzwayo is really a heroine of our story, of our political narrative, and too often ignored by us as citizens. But her selflessness, her humility, her honesty, her integrity was what made us successful in our freedom struggle. And I think that's what we should be celebrating, the human values that drove us in our struggle for social justice, for political justice, and for economic justice. So I think being reminded about that is important today in the political narrative of our country, because there's so much of political arrogance out there that we've forgotten why we fought and what we fought for. And we need to constantly remind ourselves that we fought for a better life for every single citizen, that every human being has an equal life, and no one is more important than someone else. I think back to my childhood. I was a teenager when I went to go and listen to Steve Biko. He inspired me. He talked about a future in which we should not be bystanders, that we should be players, that we had nothing to lose but our change, that the struggle for freedom meant a struggle for the betterment of our humanity, a recognition of our human dignity. So our universities were nurseries of democracy. We fought for ideas. On our walls we're hanging Che Guevara and Amilcar Cabral. We read the histories of great freedom fighters. And today the universities need to go back to that. It's not good enough for us to complain and whine about the challenges that we face in our country. We fought for a constitution that enshrines the very embodiment of the freedom, our right to quality education, quality health, our right for government to act in the interests of the citizens rather than political or private sector office bearers to act in their own individual interests. And that's what universities are about. It's the ideas, the fearlessness, the courage to stand and talk truth to power. And that's what I would like to see again in South Africa.